Good morning. Today I shall be talking about my game testing assignment. First, I will talk about the 4 techniques of testing. They are the think aloud technique, the heuristic analysis techniques, the focus group technique, and the naturalistic observation technique. The technique I have chosen is the think aloud technique. I have chosen the think aloud technique because firstly, it works well with iterative design and testing. According to Gamma Sutra, research has shown that 75% of the interface design problems can be discovered with a few participants in a day. This will allow developers to be able to fix any issues quickly and get more iterations of the prototype. The technique also allows for developers to be able to understand what the users are feeling and thinking if they speak out loud. Finally, the whole team can observe any flaws of the game and can work on their own part to fix it respectively. I did not choose the heuristic analysis technique as it requires experienced players or experts of the game genre to work effectively. Also, just because they are experts does not mean they are correct, and their feedback may lead to limitations in creativity. It is also difficult to judge the heuristics created as it's hard to judge the answers to the questions. The disadvantages of the focus group technique is that since the participants are all together, the participants may get influenced by each other's answers and may not truly say their own opinion. This technique also requires an experienced moderator. Unfortunately, I am not experienced enough to be a moderator for this technique to work effectively. Also, if a beginner and a professional of the game are together, their opinions must be evaluated regardless of their experience. Testers should not feel left out. This is hard to achieve as professionals' answers may seem more validated than the beginner's one. The disadvantages of the naturalistic observation technique is that by watching the user, it may be hard to understand what the user is actually feeling or thinking as body behavior can differ to what the user is feeling. Watching the player's actions and behavior requires very keen eyes and may be hard to document their actions. Finally, the environment may also impact the players in their playstyle. Now, I will show the testing results I have obtained from the observations I made and comments I received. Firstly, the user interface needs improvement.
The UI doesn't seem to be very informative.
According to the playtester, the user interface is not informative. The game lacks in giving players feedback on their actions and progress. The health bar as seen on the top right hand corner of the game does not do anything, further supporting his statements. There is also a lack of explanation of the game.
So far I have no idea what I'm doing other than jumping down and shooting through stuff.
As seen, the game does not explain the rules, goals, and controls. This is something that needs to be worked on. The objects in this game are also not clear.
What are these things?
As shown, the playtester is unable to distinguish what each game object is. The playtesters have also commented that the art needs work as it is not nice. Players also get stuck on blocks. As seen on the right hand side of the slide, the players will collide into the block if the player does not jump. This playtester has also faced difficulties regarding this issue. As shown, you can see the frustration in his face in trying to get out and had to consult with me on how to get out. The level also needs better designing. The distance between the platform is too long, giving the effect of the player just falling. The platforms will need to be closer together. The game only has 5 different level templates, of which one only has one singular platform. This makes it boring to players eventually. There needs to be more templates and the current templates need to be improved. There also needs to be better enemy placement. As seen, the playtester lost some of his HP very quickly. This is not intended and needs to be fixed. Also, the playtesters will always be unable to dodge the enemy and will always lose 1 HP. I will now explain the improvements that I have made. Firstly, the UI has been improved. There's a HP bar, the pause screen has been moved to the center, a point system to show the player's progress, and a new ammo bar to prevent the players from constantly shooting. The health bar is also functional, unlike before, with players being able to take damage and the game displaying that. A new tutorial button has been added to a main menu to show the player the rules, the goals, the mechanics, and the controls. The art has also been changed and improved to allow users to be able to distinguish the object. We have the walls, the platforms which can be destroyed, enemies which they can be distinguished easily from afar, the new player sprite, and the new black background. Players will now get stuck on blocks. Unlike before, the players will be able to move left and right without blockage. The distance between each platform is also shorter, allowing players to be able to land on one easily. The level templates have also been improved, and more level templates have been added to add gameplay variety. The enemy placement is also improved, ensuring the player do not die immediately due to unfair placement. Unlike before, the enemies will populate the whole stage from start to end. I shall now explain the result of the second playtest. Regarding positive comments, I have received comments such as the game is improved, the art has been improved, the ability to distinguish the object, and the improved user interface. However, there still seems to be some bugs.
Why is it stuck?
The player tends to get stuck on platforms easily than before. This ruins the gameplay experience. Coins also seem to fly at a very fast speed to the other side. This makes it seem weird to the other games, and this makes it harder for players to get coins. On that subject, players will ignore coins and not make it a priority as it does not look like coins and they have no functionality yet. One of the enemy types is now weird, according to the playtester. This playtester has feedback that the enemy does not seem to belong in the game. Also, the star fruit will never be able to damage the player. This does not give the player any challenge, and there is no point of having it there. Also, players still have no idea what the game does, even though a tutorial button has been added.
Actually, I don't know what am I supposed to do.
The playtester skipped the menu options at the start. This shows that tutorial needs to be implemented at the start of the game instead of having it as an option in the menu. Other comments I got include that the movement of the player is weird in terms of the animation and the player moves too slow. The player also needs to fall faster as the game seems to be moving in a slow pace. I have also been informed that enemies need to be in the center more often as they always seem to be near the left and the right of the stage. Finally, I shall talk about the improvements I made to this iteration of the game. Coins have been improved. There is a new sprite image so that players will be able to tell it's a coin. Coins will not fly to the other side of the stage now. This will allow players to be able to collect the coins. The movement speed of the player has also been adjusted. The old speed will require players to move from one end to the other in 4.4 seconds, while the new speed will allow the player to move in 2.9 seconds. The falling speed has also been adjusted slightly. The old speed will require 1.7 seconds to be able to reach the platform, while the new speed will take 1.2 seconds to reach the platform. I have not implemented all the changes, but in the future, I plan to fix the bugs of the colliders that the players face to ensure a better gameplay experience. I also plan to add shops to allow players to purchase items that they can use in the game with the coins collected, giving the coins purpose. The tutorial will be improved and added to the start of the game, so that players will know what the game is about. The star enemy will be improved so that it will not look weird and feel weird. Finally, the spawn location of the enemies will be improved. This has come to the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening.